Those are things like that. County.
Ready? You run one.
That's it.
Good morning. Welcome to the January 24th meeting of County Facilities Committee. First meeting of 2023. Did I have a motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting? Mr. Allen, second by Mr. Supervisor Strauss. Sorry.
First.
Any discussion?
You were quicker.
There being none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Privilege of the floor, public comment. Is there anyone wishing to speak? I'll take that as a no. Action agenda, new business items, request notice of intent to fill position. Building maintenance worker number 2. Rationale is due to a resignation.
That is
Mr.
correct. We're
Rogers.
looking to fill the building maintenance worker number 2 as quickly as possible. I have a couple applications in, just need the approval.
Action.
I'll make the motion.
Good. Supervisor Strauss, second by Supervisor McGowan. Any discussion?
Yeah, how are they looking? I mean, we got two,
Two, they're both very good.
are they?
They're both good. Yeah, that'll actually be a couple of choice to see who gets it. So,
We gotta, make sure, I mean, for the building maintenance, so. Someone with a little bit of knowledge of
both of them have a background,
crawling in holes and,
10 years of construction in it. So they've got the
well, what
knowledge.
about boilers and AC? and-
HVAC, yep. That is.
No, and I'm sure you'll do a good job hiring. I'm happy we got two. I just want to see how qualified they were, so.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yes,
I was just gonna add on to that for Supervisor McGowan. The job description is attached and the
right.
acceptable experience and training is on there, as well as the required knowledge and skills for that job. So at a minimum, they have to have 2 years of experience in either general building construction or maintenance or one of the trades. So,
No, I read that.
Oh, okay.
but, You know, I
I know.
some people are just,
So you're just
good with words.
talking. So we have a motion. Any further discussion? If not, I'll call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. The discussion items, Mr. Rogers, work order request program, fleet car request.
Okay, work order request, we are at 2,963 work orders in and completed. Fleet car requests since that began, we are 1,424 fleet car requests.
Excellent. Who wants to take countryside adult home?
I'll take that one. And for the benefit of the new members, which I believe is Supervisor Garachi, Countryside Adult Home, we've been working on, the contract has been there now for a little over, I want to say a little over a couple months. Phase 1 has started. That work included the south resident wing, the men's shower facility, and abatement work in the dining rooms and the activities room. The abatement work is now complete. And the general construction, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing work is now underway. I wanted to kind of give a heads up on that project. The original project, when it was scoped out with the consulting firm, was about a $2.5 million project. As you all are aware, based on the funding that we have put into the capital project, it is now a $4.6 million project. When we had the consulting firm submit to us their proposal for CI work, it was based on the $2.5 million. So I don't have a number yet, but I just want to kind of give a heads up. It'll almost double what their original CI was, because their CI was only on $2.5 million worth of work, not $4.6 million worth of work.
Is that full-time or part-time? What is it?
Originally, it was going to be 8 to 10 weeks of part-time work, but with the amount of detail within this, we decided to have full-time inspection. And again, the project scope has increased significantly. So I don't have a number yet, but I just want to kind of give everybody a heads up. I will be coming back most likely to committee to ask for some more funding for that project.
Okay. You hear that, Mr. Thomas?
I hear you.
Okay.
Might I might be with Mr. Thomas on this one, because I'll tell you, not that I'm not usually on your side, but that's double. And I know we had probably a little fluff in there for expenditures, but boy, that's a double. How did this happen?
What's a double?
Oh, we've gone from a 2.5 to a 4 million project?
That was known as of last year. We went to that. That was what the bids came in at, and that's how we awarded the bids for last year.
So are we- we covered it in our budget? I mean, I'm not attacking you.
No. Currently, right now, we're covered for the construction work. This is for construction inspection work. So typically on a construction project, construction inspection would be about 10 to 15% of the project construction cost. So with this, since the original scope with CHA when they started the design was that original estimate was $2.6 million. It had ballooned, all said and done, to 4.6, which we awarded the contracts for, and we have the money for.
Okay.
And there still is some contingency within the project. Each one of the different trades has, whether it's HVAC, electrical, whatever, they all have an allowance in them. I don't know what the number is as of yet. Once I get the number, I'll come back to committee, and maybe some of the allowances will cover it, but the allowances are for the construction work. So if there is money left over, that could cover some of the CI, the extra CI.
All right, that sounds a little bit better
Okay.
than what I kind of heard is when, and that's what I wanted to confirm.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yep.
I thought we had that, but I mean, we went from 2.54, and it's like, this is what the people hear. And then it's like, well, how did this happen? So, all right, cool. So I feel much better, and we have it budgeted. So, but I'm still with you on this one, Frank, all right?
Any comments, Mr. Thomas? Not to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. I'll get together with Superintendent Hayes regarding the additional construction inspection. I just want to discuss that.
Sure.
Okay, thank you for that. The next 3, 4, 5, and 6,
I'll take those. So the abatement and the demolition of the old jail is 99% complete. The contractor is coming back next week to do some punch list items. And if anyone would like a tour of this clean slate, wide open facility, I'd be happy to take you through there.
very good. Thank you.
The next
Supervisor
item,
McGowan.
I recommend if anybody wants to do it, it's really amazing the size now that there's nothing there. I mean, it's quite
Significant.
a large opening. So, I mean, if you look over, it doesn't really look that big, but boy, when you get in it and now having everything out of there, it is just, it's amazing. Okay, yep.
Until you put some walls back in there.
And it might help someone, get an idea of, some other things besides what we're trying, what we're thought about and moving over there. But if anybody else might come up with some other ideas, I kind of had a tentative one, but that was shot down pretty much with the kids jail. That's not fathomable, but the sheriff knocked me out of that one. So, but no, it really, it's an opportunity to get over there and see it. It's amazing. So.
Okay,
next item on there is the magnetometer at the DMV entrance. So we did a design, which was actually going to move the second set of glass inside, but we figured out another way to do it and still provide the ADA accessibility. We have basically the security desk moved back. We're right now waiting on the state to let us know when they were going to get their magnetometers so we could take the ones from the courts and bring them down there. So as soon as they get theirs, we will pull the trigger and put the magnetometer down there at DMV.
very good. Any questions? Thank you.
Sorry,
Supervisor McGowan.
don't mean to take over anything here, but and also too, I guess we do have the new sheriffs are sitting out there and roaming and doing our security sheriffs, the 3 that we had hired. So now you'll see them every now and then doing a tour also of walking around, so.
Very good. Joseph Warren,
The last item on there is the Joseph Warren update. So the committee had asked me last month or I'm sorry, a couple months ago now, to submit a scope of work to our 5 engineering firms, more so specifically Labella, because they did the conceptual phase work for the Joseph Warren House. They came back with a proposal. I had sent that out to all the committee members to review. It's about to get phase 1 done, which would be to basically do the museum. It's about 149,000, and that's design, bidding, as well as construction inspection for the project. Currently, we have about $50,000 towards that project. There was discussion with the committee that they were going to do some fundraising on the historical side. I think based on last discussions with Shane Newell, who is the gentleman who has the collection of Joseph Warren material, that kind of fell through with some of the donations that they expected to get. So not that we're on the hook, and I think Frank and I talked about this, but we're going to have a discussion at next Tuesday's meeting of that committee for the Joseph Warren Museum to determine where we're going to get our funding from. I also know that the gentleman who owns the collection is looking to house the collection and has talked to Fort William Henry about it as well. So there's going to be a discussion next Tuesday at 1:30 here at the county center. Actually, I believe in this room. So that's the news I have for now.
right, and we would also had discussed, I believe, looking at possible grants and excuse me, I'm sorry, and some private funding. There may be some larger, or don't have to be large, but entities out there that would want to contribute. It is, historical value to the county and if not the state. So there may be people that are willing to contribute something. Yes.
One thing I just wanted to add on, and John, you might be able to talk about this as well. Is it the centennial is coming up in 2025?
Mhm.
Yeah, the 250th anniversary of the revolution is coming up, and Joseph Warren, the infamous date for him is June 17th, 1775. So the 250th anniversary would be 2025. And we would like to do something. And as Shane pointed out, we probably won't have the building ready by then. But it would be a great time to do other, Joseph Warren recognition things. And I'm sure there'll be somebody dressed up as Joseph Warren giving presentations.
We could
And we can use it as a fundraiser.
right, and we could showcase whatever we have, complete or not. At least we could say that, hey, we're moving ahead.
Yeah.
With this center, if you will.
And at the end of the day, I think Shane is going to give his donation to us in the interim.
Yes.
For example, he may house it at Fort William Henry, which is, I think, is a good thing.
Mhm.
Get some exposure and spread that exposure out. So we'll talk about that at our next meeting.
Yeah, and I just wanted to add on it. There is a lot of grant funding available. And we were talking about 2025 being the year to do something. Even if we got grant funding, we applied for it now, and there is some available. We wouldn't necessarily see that probably
Right.
before 2025. And then to try to get the house done in that time. So, but I think, as John said, we will talk about this on the 31st and see which kind of direction we're going to head.
Yeah,
And I
and
think-
as I say, but at least we could possibly show renderings of this and say that it is in progress and it is going to be accomplished. Supervisor Thomas.
Thank you. I believe that in 2022, we budgeted 25,000. I do believe that wasn't all spent. So I would request that whatever the balance that's in that code or was in that code at the end of 22 be rolled forward to go with the 50 to get us closer to the 150.
Is that a
Is that a motion?
motion?
Second.
Second. Any discussion? Yes, Supervisor.
Well, not on that. I think that's a great move. The other thing
Let's,
is,
let's get that one done
All
first,
right.
please. No discussion, pose a question, all in favor?
right,
Any opposed? Now Supervisor McGowan.
yeah, what can we do online, maybe with Lehman and stuff like to get out there to, get it out to the public or what we're doing and the help that we might need. Of maybe attracting some private donations. I mean, we have a lot of history buff people out there.
Yep.
That if we can get it out there, this is, what we'd like to do. This is, where we're at and looking for, is that a possibility? I mean, I don't know.
I think it is. I think I'd like to have the meeting on the 31st and maybe we can all put our heads together and see what would be the best route to take to
Right.
start getting some of those donations, because I don't want to jump on something the Historical Society is doing as well. And I think they're trying to get donations.
Yeah, and we've initiated discussions with a professional fundraiser.
Mhm.
So we'll have more of an idea after we have that initial meeting with this professional fundraiser about how to go about raising big bucks.
Yeah, because this is not something locally. I mean, Joseph Warren is national.
Yeah,
And we could get some history buffs maybe over there on the West Coast and say, hey, those Easterners, they got their game together. Let's give them some money. So,
Yeah.
all right. thank you.
yeah, that's what we're hoping.
Very good. Any more discussion on that topic? No. One other item, which I had discussed previously with Superintendent Hajos, is we left off last October, the design updates to the front entrance of this building. They were this item, we put it on hold until spring of this year, so if, I don't know if you have any update.
Not really an update. We'll probably within the next month, we're trying to get road projects and stuff out in DPW right now to get them out to bid as early as we can. So probably within the next month, we'll start doing that preliminary design. For out there. We already had a pseudo design for that area, but some of it included repair of the steps, things like that. But it's to make a little bit more of a green space out there as opposed to all that concrete. So it won't take us that long to put it together, but they're still working on the phase kind of 4 and 5 of courts right now. So we're trying to wait till they wrap that up, but we'll have the design done this spring. And I said, probably start it within the next month or so.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other comments on that? No. Referral, pending items, nothing there. Again, privilege of the floor and public comment. Anyone wishing to speak? Supervisor McGowan.
No, I just thought I'd raise my
I'm
hand.
surprised.
Thank you.
Little levity. All right. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Supervisor Fenner.
I just would remind the committee that on the old jail that we elected not to remedy the windows for now. They still need to be remediated.
Right.
And that was done for good reason.
Yep.
To not have to bear the expense and the unsightliness of boarding it all up.
Yep.
And also to know what we're going to do there in terms of the use, which will dictate,
Sure.
the access.
Yeah, once
I
we,
was just wondering, Kevin, did the consultants provide an order of magnitude on the remedy? Was there an order of magnitude on those windows you?
There is, I think I have to pull it back out again. I don't recall what it was. And to go back to what you said about the windows, there was that. And as you recall, there was an add-all in the bid, which was for the elevator work. That came in well over the bid. So we didn't go forward with the elevator that's over there either. So when we eventually decide what we're going to do within the facility, those will be the two items, the glass and the elevator that we'll need. And there is a little bit of cost savings in the project. I just don't have the dollar amount yet. So I will, not significant that we can do kind of the elevator, but there was some savings within the project. So.
yeah, I think both the elevator and the windows, we wouldn't do anything there until we've determined what the use or reuse of that building is going to be.
Yep.
So, thank you. Anything else? Not motion to adjourn. Second by Mr. Connell. Thank you. All in favor?
All right.
Very good. Thank you.